Hello guys, so today we'll learn how to change skin tones in Photoshop. We'll learn how to change from white skin tone to a dark skin tone, just like mine. Okay? So I guess a lot of you must have seen this video I made about this movie poster design, and when some people saw the images I used, like for example this one, they were surprised and they asked me how I changed the skin tones from this white skin to a dark skin and how I made it match and all of that question. And then I decided that I was going to make a tutorial about it. So let's get right into it. So I downloaded this image from FreePic, and I would put a link in the description so that you can download it and try it out for yourself. So what I'm going to do here is, first I'll make a selection around the skin tones. You can use any of your selection tools, but I prefer using the quick selection tool. So you can just make some selections, and you can hold Alt to subtract this part. And the selections may not be perfect. You can take your time to make everything perfect, but just for the sake of this tutorial, we don't want to spend so much time correcting selections, so you can take your time to do all of that. So I'm just going to go straight to what we are supposed to do. So the next thing is to use a black and white adjustment layer. So you come down here to the adjustment layers panel and you go to black and white. Now when you get to black and white, ensure that your blend mode is in multiply. So when you do that, you can see that it's taking effect already. So what we are going to do is to reduce the reds and the yellows. So you reduce the reds and reduce the yellows as well. You don't have to be extreme with this. It depends on the how dark you want the skin to be. So I think this is just fine. So the next thing we are going to do is to introduce a selective color layer. We're going to introduce a selective color adjustment layer. So I'll come down here and go to selective color, and this will leave the blend mode at normal. So we'll just tweak the reds and the yellows a bit. So ensure that reds is selected, and you can take the cyan down to 100 and increase the magenta a little bit, and the yellows as well. And then we'll do the same thing for the yellows. You can reduce the cyan down to -100 and then increase the magenta a little, and the yellows as well. So maybe you have a document that has several elements in the background. You can see that for this one, it has a plain background, so the changes we are making isn't affecting the background. So what we can do is to copy the mask from here to this other layer. So you just select this mask, you hold Alt and you drag it to the other layer, and it's going to replace it, and you say yes, so that it doesn't affect other aspects of the background. So now the next thing we are going to do is to use a vibrance and saturation adjustment layer. So you can still go to your adjustment layers panel and go to vibrance. So you can copy the mask as well, hold Alt, drag the mask up here and replace layer mask. So you can increase the saturation a little bit and increase the vibrance as well. So you can do that until you get the kind of result you are comfortable with. So once you're done with that, if you're okay with this, you can go ahead and make use of it. But I'd still like to add a color balance adjustment layer. So you go to color balance. You can copy the mask as well. Go to color balance and replace the mask. Now with your color balance, you can increase the reds a little and then add some yellows. So now let's group all our adjustment layers. You select the first one, hold shift and select the last one and press Ctrl G on your keyboard and it groups all the layers. So let's see the before and the after. So this is before and this is after. So if you take a closer look, you can see that we needed to refine some selections and everything. So you can take your time to refine the selections before you start the process. So that's that. That's how to change from a white skin to a dark skin.